question that stays top of mind when I'm in this building mode is right here. I wrote it down here. What problem am I solving, and who am I solving it for? Because you may initially start out thinking that you were solving said problem A for said person here, but that may not be the case. And as you're going and continuing through the process, it's really good to be aware of who you're solving the problem for. So keep that at the top of mind. I'm going to talk more about that as we move on throughout the day. But that's something I'm thinking about this morning that I want to really elaborate on. So heading over to the office right now, but let me ask you, do you know if you run a business, if you just acquired a business, whatever the case may be, are you clear on what problem you're solving and whose problem you're solving, who you're solving this problem for? These two questions, like I said before, are North Star questions that you should always have at the forefront of your mind. Because as you're going through the practice of building, sometimes you hit your head on different areas, or you're going in circles, mostly because you're not solving the right problem for the right person or for the right group of people. So let me know in the comments, what problem are you solving? Who are you solving it for? When I started on this journey, I started with the intent of solving the problem of M&A, private equity firms, micro private equity firms, across a value stack that I put together. And across that value stack, there was one problem that I wanted to solve, and that was to increase their growth, the EBITDA growth, to be more specific. And yes, I am still solving that problem, but the more I'm spending more time with a consultant, operational consultant, to help me kind of see a bigger picture, that I'm solving a bigger problem than what I initially thought. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to just stop everything and pivot into the bigger problem. But what it is, now that I see the problem that I'm solving, it's a way bigger. It's probably 10x the problem that I initially saw. Now I have a North Star to grow into. That's beyond this initial problem. And I still have to validate if it is a problem. And I'm going through that process right now, but I know now directionally believe I'm in the right direction, but now in the right direction for a bigger problem. Now, one thing I read that really stuck with me recently, I forgot who said it, but it talked about, you want to solve a problem. If you're going to be in this entrepreneurial game, you want to solve a problem for humanity. That's like the biggest problem. Like anything that humanity at large is going through, having a solution for that is what you're really after. You might not start off like that, but I think as you spend time in the trenches, you're talking to all the stakeholders in the industry and kind of getting the gauge of everything, that's when you start to see what the real problem is. And there's layers to it. And it feels good to finally see it, but it's actually scary too. If the problem that you're solving doesn't scare you, are you really solving the problem? To be blunt. And once I saw this, now it scares me. It really does. And I'm not going to get into it right now, but I just want to just put it out there so you have something to chew with. So everything becomes now this asset, but it really comes down to like what problem you're solving.
So what's the approach on like building system?
To what? No, this is not an interview. This is just a conversation that's a part of. I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
Documentation. But to answer your question, it's really about what are the inputs? Because you have to. It took me. I'm not naturally a systems thinker. I'm more of a creative thinker. Like I'm a right brain thinker and feeler. I can sense.
That's how I am.
You know what I mean? Like I can sense the vibe. But when I have to put on my, that's why I need to, thank God, I'm working with an operational consultant right now that's helping me like structure and like open up my left brain so I can really look at the from a system standpoint. So I really had to learn systems thinking. So what that looks like is like asking myself, what are all the inputs that are needed to get the output? That's the first thing. Like, what's the inputs, and then what's the implementation, or what's the sequence that I have to implement these things in?
It's kind of like a warrior. He needs a sword or an arrow.
And then exactly.
So like, do you reverse engineer, or like, do you kind of go off like what's?
It's definitely reverse engineering. If I see like what you see, what I just shared right there is the process of reverse engineering, starting with like, what are the points of failure? What are the points of failures? Like, if they don't do this, what can I bring to mitigate that risk? I think I try to organize the resources around that. What are the systems, what are the tools, and then use AI. You're the best thinking partner.
I was gonna say, you don't want ChatGPT. I was just thinking.
I was able to think through this. This is working with, I have multiple AI agents that I use to help me assemble what you're looking. And then I'll take the notes here. Like I have all types of stuff that I'm documenting when I get the ideas, and then I use an AI agent to think through this. And that's the benefit of everything, is that now, more than ever, you can solve problems fast if you understand how to prompt, if you understand how to frame what you're looking for.
I've been using ChatGPT for like the past pretty much like 2 years. I don't know, but I'll say sure, but I don't think so. But generally though, I notice like my life right now, like I've been using ChatGPT, because we even talked about it like over a year ago, and I was just showing them like I use ChatGPT on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like in so many aspects of my life. Even I have this app, it's called like Type AI,
Yeah.
which is a keyboard that you could add to your keyboard, and then it basically you could just switch from one keyboard to like the AI keyboard, and you could do like replies. It could change like you could type something, and then you could change the tonality, whether it's formal, whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
I use it for like emails and stuff like that. I actually got a job interview tomorrow.
I'm done for the day. As you saw, I was meeting with some friends of mine, and we're just chopping up here. But anyway, if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you. Don't take it lightly. With that said, I'm out. Peace.